very beginning of 2025, a massive fire broke out in Los Angeles. But what caused it? Was this just another ordinary wildfire? Or was it some kind of retaliation? Perhaps even something far more deliberate? Some of the footage and information that surfaced suggest that what happened wasn't entirely natural. It all began right here, within the borders of Topanga State Park, where the fire is believed to have started. The area was densely covered with dry bushes and trees. When combined with the dry weather, low humidity, and strong Santa Ana winds, the fire spread at an incredible speed. Near Genta Morada Drive, the flames began slowly, but were quickly pushed toward the coast by the wind. Just after 6:15 p.m., reports came in of another fire in Eaton Canyon. A power tower was engulfed in flames. Within minutes, the blaze had grown to enormous proportions. About 40 minutes later, everything was glowing red. By 7:12 p.m., the fire had already consumed over 200 acres of land. In these satellite images, you can see the Paris-Eaton fire beginning and accelerating with the northern winds. Shortly after that, the Eaton Canyon fire started. Then, roughly 3 hours later, around 10 p.m., the Los Angeles Fire Department reported another large fire breaking out in the north, the Horst Fire. Strangely, all three fires began on the same day, roughly 3 to 6 hours apart, almost as if it had been planned. The blaze eventually scorched over 23,000 acres, becoming one of the most devastating wildfires in Los Angeles history. During the fire, massive fire tornadoes were seen, terrifying in their power. Here you can see one example and its incredible effects. Afterward, many homes were reduced to ashes. Because many houses around Los Angeles are built with wood and other flammable materials, they were consumed instantly, intensifying the blaze even further. Images comparing the area before and after the fire clearly show the scale of the disaster. In fact, the risk of a firestorm had been known days in advance. On January 2nd, the National Interagency Fire Center warned that conditions in Southern California carried a high potential for severe wildfires. On January 3rd, the Storm Prediction Center, SPC, predicted that January 8th would bring critical fire weather. In other words, the danger was foreseen. So, were any serious precautions taken? Los Angeles sits on mountainous terrain, and the city's water pipelines stretch upward. That means water has to be pumped uphill. But during the fire, a serious problem emerged: low pressure and insufficient water supply. Reportedly, the system has been awaiting maintenance since February 2024. Another interesting fact: before the fires, the fire department had suffered budget cuts, and staffing shortages were never addressed. This led to delays in response. There's even footage showing firefighters trying to fight flames using handbags filled with water. That's how bad it was. Given that the risk was predicted and that no serious measures were taken, the situation raises serious questions. Leaving dry trees untrimmed in a forest prone to fire almost seems like someone wanted the fire to spread faster. Combine that with the slow response and overall negligence, and you get a series of very suspicious events. While there's no concrete evidence of deliberate intent, there are plenty of oddities. The exact cause of the wildfire that began on January 7th, 2025, is still under investigation. Authorities believe the ignition was human-caused, not natural. Yes, the rapid spread was due to strong winds, but those winds had been predicted a week earlier. When you add up all these irregularities, it's not surprising that numerous conspiracy theories have emerged. Some people point out that the fires happened just before Trump returned to office. A coincidence, or something more? Many believe it wasn't a coincidence at all. Actor and director Mel Gibson called the Los Angeles wildfires highly suspicious. He suggested that someone might benefit from the destruction, that companies could buy up the burned land and rebuild for profit. Of course, that's only his opinion, but it's based on what he's seen and heard. American radio host Alex Jones posted on X, formerly Twitter, claiming the fires were the work of globalists, and Elon Musk replied under his post with the words, "This is true." Both believe the fires were not natural, but rather intentionally caused by other forces. One particular video seems to fuel that belief. It shows a wide area near a forest suddenly igniting, as if struck by something. Observers claim the fires were started by directed energy weapons, DEWs, advanced high-intensity laser systems that can target specific locations. When you look closely, you can see a flickering light, like a beam being directed, and moments later, the ground bursts into flames. Another clip filmed during a live broadcast shows a purple light flashing among the clouds. In some footage, a flying object can be seen during the blaze. What they were exactly remains unknown, though there may be ordinary explanations. Still, there's no denying the abundance of theories and anomalies surrounding this event. Was it connected to Trump, to the Epstein case, or to economic and political interests? Or, as Mel Gibson suggests, was it about clearing space for billionaires to rebuild the city? No one truly knows. For now, all we can do is speculate. But one thing is certain, there's something very unnatural about it all. And let's be clear, seeing this fire as revenge for Gaza or finding satisfaction in the destruction is deeply inhumane. Thousands of innocent animals died, countless people lost their homes, and entire forests turned to ash. Even watching a single tree burn hurts the heart. Imagine thousands. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Great minds discuss ideas, small minds discuss people." Let us hope humanity chooses compassion over conspiracy. I hope this was informative. Don't forget to share your thoughts about the topic. And before you leave, like the video and subscribe to our channel to help us bring you even better content. See you next time.